Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really cutting through the noise, uh, giving you a direct shortcut to fluency in two, I think, very practical areas.
That's right.
We're going to nail down the specific, sometimes confusing vocabulary around a big breakfast or brunch, and then we're grabbing the whole framework for talking about your daily routine, in real-world language that actually sounds natural.
Yeah, our mission today is pretty clear, isn't it? We're pulling out specific high-value knowledge.
Exactly.
We want you to leave knowing, like, the exact difference between a soft-boiled and a hard-boiled egg yolk, super important in a restaurant.
Oh, definitely.
And just as crucial, you'll get those key phrases that make your English feel, well, instantly more authentic when you talk about your own life, less like you're translating in your head.
And we've pulled all this from some great sources. A really detailed dialogue focusing on brunch specifics, and also a guide on building confidence just by, well, describing your day, morning, afternoon, evening.
It's all about language you can actually use right away.
Okay, let's unpack this morning meal language then, starting with the king of combined meals, brunch.
Yes, brunch. The sources define it perfectly. It's literally breakfast plus lunch, brunch.
Right, that portmanteau.
And that combination immediately tells you two key things. First, the timing. It's, later than breakfast, but earlier than lunch. Usually around 11:00 a.m., maybe noon.
Makes sense.
But maybe more importantly is the second thing, size. Because you've kind of skipped one meal and you're merging two.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be very big. Yeah, sometimes huge.
It's a whole event. And the sources mentioned it's often treated like that in places like America, maybe for Mother's Day.
Exactly. The idea is mom gets to sleep in.
Yeah.
And you treat her to this, well, luxurious big meal.
Nice. And if you're having brunch, let's be honest, you're probably having eggs. So mastering egg words is non-negotiable.
Totally. The sources lay out three key types. First, scrambled eggs. The crucial thing here is when they're mixed. It happens before cooking.
Ah, okay.
So the result is just yellow, kind of hard, no separate white bit at all.
Got it. Then you got the boiled options? A soft-boiled egg, the source says about 2 minutes cooking time.
Roughly, yeah. And the difference is all about the texture inside. The white part is hard, it's set, but the yolk, the yellow part, is still completely liquid.
Liquid gold.
Which is the complete opposite of the hard-boiled egg. That one's cooked much longer.
Right.
So everything inside, white and yolk, is solid, firm all the way through. Remembering that liquid yolk for soft-boiled, that's a great specific food word. Makes you sound like you know your stuff.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on. Enriching the menu. We heard about buttermilk pancakes. What's the big deal with buttermilk? Why is it special?
Well, buttermilk itself, the sources describe it as creamy, a bit eggy tasting, and actually quite high in fat.
Really?
Yeah. It's used a lot in baking things like biscuits or muffins. And when you put it in pancakes, it gives them this really specific, rich, almost decadent, fatty texture.
So it's not just a regular pancake.
No, it definitely elevates it, makes it more indulgent.
Okay. Speaking of ingredients, this one always trips me up. Muesli. M-U-E-S-L-I. Sounds very European. German, maybe.
It does, and the sources suggest it might have German roots. They describe it as a specific mix, usually granola, various grains, fiber, almonds, raisins.
A healthy mix, then.
Yeah, definitely a healthier option on the brunch table. Goes really well with yogurt. It's good vocabulary to have if you want something lighter than those buttermilk pancakes.
Good point. And once you have the pancakes, you need the sweet stuff on top. Syrup.
Right. Now, real syrup, the good stuff, is maple syrup. Comes from tapping maple trees.
The authentic Canadian experience.
Pretty much. But the sources warn a lot of the syrup you buy in the stores, it's often artificial, mostly just sugar and coloring.
Ah, so not the real deal.
Not usually, no. Important to know the difference. Of course, you can always just use honey or butter instead.
True. Okay, let's wrap up the food part with some cultural context. Different places do breakfast differently. We got that classic American Greek diner breakfast example.
Oh yeah, the very big one. Scrambled eggs with cheese, toast, potatoes, bacon, sausage, coffee. The works.
A proper feast.
Definitely. And alongside those eggs, often you get hash browns.
Describe those for us.
The sources say they're potatoes, chopped up really finely and then fried together so they kind of stick and form this potato pancake shape. Very typical diner food.
Got it. And then there's that completely different example. The fisherman's breakfast.
Right, from some countries, apparently it's just black coffee, rice, and fish, eaten really early before a long day's work.
Wow. Really shows how breakfast can be about pure necessity and tradition, not just, luxury. Okay, let's pivot now. From food nouns to some really high-impact verbs and phrases that honestly just make your English sound better, more natural.
Yeah, the useful stuff.
The dialogue gave us 3 great ones to practice. First, go all out.
Right. If you hear someone say that, it means they put in maximum effort. They did way more than was necessary or expected.
Like with the breakfast example, if you baked fresh bread, squeezed juice yourself, made fancy eggs.
You definitely went all out. Exactly.
But it's not just food, is it? Like for a birthday party, if you get huge decorations, a massive cake, tons of gifts.
Yep, you went all out on the party. It's a great phrase for praising someone's extra effort. Very natural.
Okay, next one, super useful, looks good.
This one's great because it has 2 meanings. The obvious one is about food. Wow, those pancakes look good. I might try one. Simple.
Tasty, appealing.
Exactly. But the second, more subtle use is just general praise. Someone sends you a document draft, you glance at it, you say,
It looks good. Like, okay, it's fine, proceed.
precisely. Looks good, send it over. It's a casual, positive way to say, nicely done, or I approve, without sounding too formal or critical. Really common.
Good one. And finally, the action of squeezing.
The verb squeeze basically means tighten your hand around something, compress it, like squeezing toothpaste out of the tube.
We all do that in the morning.
Yeah. But applied to juice, it makes that key distinction. To squeeze orange juice means you're physically pressing the orange yourself.
Manually extracting it.
Right. And that gives you fresh squeezed orange juice. That adjective, fresh squeezed, is what tells you it's not the stuff from a carton that might be weeks old.
Another one of those small details that makes a difference. Knowing fresh squeezed.
Okay, now for a big shift. We're moving to what might be the most useful language skill of all. Just talking about your own life, your own day.
Using a clear structure.
Exactly. This is where you really stop translating in your head and start thinking in English, because you already know what you did. The challenge is just finding the right words.
So we're using this daily routine structure as a kind of scaffold for practice, like practicing sequence words, times.
Precisely. Sequencing, time markers, frequency adverbs like usually or sometimes. It builds grammatical habits naturally.
Okay, let's break down the framework, starting with the morning routine. This is where we nail that simple present tense and sequence. You kick off with the time, right? I usually wake up at 7 or
Or maybe 6:30 if I have a busy day. Then the sequence flows naturally. First, maybe before even getting out of bed, the source says, I stretch my arms and legs, maybe yawn a bit.
little actions.
Then hygiene. I brush my teeth carefully. Maybe I wash my face with cold water, the source notes that helps you feel awake.
Good tip.
And if you shower, maybe I listen to music, or even I listen to some English audio while showering. Making use of the time.
Smart. Then before heading out, there's preparation. Good place for list vocabulary.
Definitely. I check my phone for the time, messages. I check my calendar for appointments. Then I pack my bag.
And you list the essentials. Phone, notebook, keys, water bottle, standard stuff.
Then breakfast. Again, practice frequency. I usually have something simple like toast or eggs, or sometimes if I have more time, I make an omelet or oatmeal.
And the key takeaway wasn't just what you eat.
No, it was how. The source emphasized eating slowly, enjoying it. I drink coffee, or I have green tea while I eat slowly.
Okay, makes sense. Moving into the afternoon routine, the focus shifts more to work or study, right? Task completion.
Yeah, good place for action verbs. After lunch, I check and answer my emails. I read messages from colleagues. I might have a meeting with a client, or maybe my manager.
And describing tools. I use my laptop for reports or to prepare presentations.
Right.